So this is a scenario involving both an ex-boyfriend and an ex-girlfriend, and they're trying to decide what to do with their night plans, and they're trying to avoid each other. So the two options for the night is to go to the movies or the club, but the goal is to go to a different place than the other one because, again, they're trying to avoid each other. So if they both go to the movies, we represent that by a -5 and a -5 because they both lose. They're going to run into each other, and that's not the optimal choice. And that's the same scenario if they both decide to go to the club. But if the ex-girlfriend decides to go to the club and the ex-boyfriend decides to go to the movies, it's a win-win situation for both of them because they're not going to run into each other. And it's the same with the vice versa, with the girlfriend going to the movies and the boyfriend going to the club. So that's the Nash equilibrium, because the Nash equilibrium states that they have chosen the optimal outcome of the game and there's no incentive to deviate from their initial strategy. So they have chosen the right option because they're not going to see each other, and therefore they do not want to switch this choice.
In this example, we have a pedestrian who is choosing to cross or not cross the street, and a car who is choosing to cross or not cross the street. If the pedestrian and the car both cross the street, this is represented by a -5 and a -5. This is because the person will be getting hit by a car and the car will be hitting a person. Therefore, they're not gaining anything. They're losing. If the pedestrian and the car choose to both not cross the street, then it's represented by 0 because they're at a standoff and therefore no one is gaining anything. If the pedestrian chooses not to cross the street and the car crosses, the car is gaining something because he will be able to get to his destination faster than the person, whereas the person will have to wait for the car. If the pedestrian crosses the street and the car does not cross the street, then the person is gaining because he will get to his destination before the car does. Therefore, the dominant strategy in this situation is to follow the law of either not crossing or crossing the street so that you can have some sort of net gain or nothing instead of negative.